Peace and blessings and shalom. Ashar Shabbat to all Sabbath observing Israelites. All praise to the Most High God Yahweh. Let's get it.
Danyaahla, I got you. How music, Gedalia Ben Natsar. Got Danyaahla, he from Mike McGunn and his brother, Hawaii Sack. Lions of Israel's in the building. It's LOI, added again. So tell a friend to tell a friend you safe or locked in a ball pen. Or HDM, House of Dangerous Men, the Coliseum's no place to pretend. It's where the gladiators' lives end. You're all welcome to the Lion's Den. You're all welcome to the Lion's Den. The Coliseum's no place to pretend. It's where gladiators' lives end. You're all welcome to the Lion's Den.
Y'all too long today though, I'm gonna tell you now. Y'all not gonna catch me out there this time. I always say that, right? Shalom, family. Giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, the supreme sovereign of the universe, the almighty power, God of the nation of Israel. And I do so in the name of his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach, Hamalak, Shol Yasha'Allah, the King of Israel. It's your brother, Priest Danyaahla, Lions of Israel, Maccabeestv Lions Council, with a quick impromptu video. Let me see who's in the building, because it's been a while since I've been on here live. Shalom, Warrior Lord, of course, always showing love. Of course, Adolphus Last, always showing love. Shalom to y'all brothers. Ashar Shabbat, blessed Sabbath to everybody. If you're in the building and you haven't hit the like button, but y'all doing well so far. Everybody's hitting the like button as they come in. So much love, Sakari, Toronto. Shout out to the young warriors in Sakari. Shalom to y'all. All praise to the Most High God, Yahweh. When I do so in the name of his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shah. Shalom to all of y'all. Yeah, we here again, man. We here again. We here again. Isaac Judah. Isaac Judah. Why is Mika here? Mika says she wants to learn, right? Mika wants to learn. So we let her rock out, man. She might come to her senses after a while. I know she'll be over on the other channel. They made her a moderator. They trying to get her. They trying to get her caught up in all that nonsense that's going on the other channel. So they made her a moderator. You know, hey Mika, you know what the Bible says? The Bible says in the book of Ecclesiastes, it says a gift destroys the heart. That word heart in the Hebrew stands for your mind. They made you a moderator on the other channel to try to turn you and sway you against Israelites, man. Don't let that nonsense fool you. You better stay woke. And if you want a channel where they're pushing evolution, they not woke over there. Because that evolution nonsense been debunked, man. Been debunked. You got Ankh over there pushing Darwin's finches, which was debunked like maybe more than 50 years ago. You got him over there pushing that BS about some peppered moths that show evolution. That was debunked like 60, 70 years ago. They took that out the textbooks, okay? You're talking about evolution, and don't you know that you know how many beneficial mutations that you have to go through between being what they call a chimp or a great a chimpanzee and a human being? Do you know how many mutations that there is between us and ourselves? Millions, and all of them have to be beneficial. So ain't nobody woke over there, man. I'm just letting you know, right? And I like Ankh. You know, personally, every time we see each other, it's all love, man. But Ankh is still sleeping, all right? So don't let them dudes over there fool you. But we're going to let Mika stay because Mika might learn something today, man. She might learn something today. All right? Once again, brothers and sisters, if you're in the building, hit the like button. I don't plan on being in front of y'all too long today. I got a little time to kill before it's time to go to camp and do the Most High's work, which comes first and foremost. I haven't been kicking it with y'all or chopping it up with y'all, not on Maccabees at all, not on the Sabbath, little Sabbath shows that I was doing and all that, because I'm kind of taking care of business as far as the camp is concerned. Still in the streets teaching. We still doing our teachings within the camp, but I kind of veered away a little bit from Maccabeestv for a little while to make sure I take care of home first. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot of new people that's awakening and waking into this truth, and I got to keep them away from all the madness and the foolishness that's going on. And there's a lot of madness in Israel, man. A lot of madness in Israel. Basim, shout out to you. I see you, man. Basim, I see you everywhere too, man. Basim is everywhere also. I see him. I see everything. Just because I don't say nothing doesn't mean that I don't see it. Sometimes I just don't say nothing. You know, like there was an old show that came on, I always tell y'all, called The Sentinel, right? The Sentinel was everywhere all at once. You may not see me, but you feel my presence. You know I'm there. Hey, your man Garfield be like, I know Danyaahla is watching. Sometimes I actually don't be watching. Sometimes I do. You know what I'm saying? But he feels my presence. That's why his book is a year late. That's why his book is a year late. Because he feels my presence, and not just mine, but everybody else. You know, when he put that book out, we gonna tear that thing up. Tear it up. We'll get to that in a second, man. Y'all see the title? The conscious community is the new Christian church. The conscious community is really Christianity. That's what it is. That's what it is. It's Christianity. The conscious community is now waving flags like good Americans, man. But we're going to get to that in a little while. I want to talk about the video that I posted up this morning. Some of y'all saw it, and some of you brothers and sisters didn't see it. If you did not see the video that I posted up this morning, after this live stream, go back and look at the video that I did this morning, all right? For those of y'all that don't know, I'm going to give you a brief rundown of the video I did this morning. So y'all know a couple of months ago, there was a nutcase that was caught going in the lion's den at the Bronx Zoo. In the lion's den, right? And so when the story came out, they said she was an Israelite. Right away, my spider senses went up. I said, here we go with this BS, right? So they couldn't find or identify the woman, I guess, for a couple of months. And so yesterday in the New York Post, I'm not sure when they arrested her, but yesterday in the New York Post, they had the article where they arrested the sister and she was arraigned in court. And in the courtroom, she was screaming out, praise Jah, praise Jehovah. And she told the court that she's a black Israelite. That's what the broad said. If you didn't see the article is in the video I did, and the article was in the New York Post, right? Now, here's the problem that we have. Number one, the chick has got on a daggone, I don't know if it's a sweater or a jacket, but she has something on with a giant logo of the Eastern Stars emblazoned on her jacket. She doesn't have anything on pertaining to Israelites. She's not wearing no menorahs. She's not wearing the shield of David, for those that do the shield of David. She's not wearing fringes. She's not wearing no Lion of Judah, nothing. She has a gigantic Eastern Star logo on her jacket or sweater, whatever the hell that damn thing was. And she has on an NYPD t-shirt underneath it. Nothing to do with being an Israelite whatsoever. Second of all, she identified herself as a black Israelite. Who does that? Who does that? That's what I call CIA speak. That's FBI CIA speak. That comes through these devils that call themselves Christian apologists. They've tried to pin that name black Israelites on. That's why you brothers and sisters, y'all shouldn't answer to that thing. When somebody calls you a black Israelite, you look at them like they're crazy. Don't answer to that thing. There's no such thing as a black Israelite. We are the children of Israel, and some of us happen to be Negro, and some of us happen to be of Indian descent, but we're the children of Israel. That's who we are. Nobody else. Not the so-called white man that calls himself a Jew. Nobody else. We are the children of Israel. That's all you should answer to. Don't answer to no damn label of being a black Israelite. You understand? But what you brothers and sisters have to understand, and the reason why I'm talking about it is, this is all part of what they call a term Project Megiddo. I've spoken about this ad nauseum to you brothers and sisters. Let me take y'all back, right? In the 80s and the 90s, the late 80s and the early 90s, the media used to allow the Israelites to come on TV. Some of y'all brothers and sisters may have been around back then, but not very many of you. And some of y'all have seen some of the old videos. So the Israelites were on a talk show that used to come on called Sally Jesse Raphael. We were on there, right? We were on a TV show called The Morton Downey Show. Some of y'all know who Morton Downey is. We were on there, right? You had another devil so-called Jew whose name was Richard Bay. He had a show called People Are Talking. We were on there, right? Howard Stern had us on his show, right? Montel Williams had us on his show, right? Jerry Springer had us on his show, right? Then sometime around, I'm going to say like around 95, give or take, there was a media blackout on this Israelite movement. No more TV, no more radio, no more interviews. We're going to act like they don't exist. And that was going on from around then all the way to the last couple of years. And now, what you've seen, the first step in what they call Project Megiddo was to try to debunk us. So what did they do? They started bringing around guys like the scammer. I'm going to call him a scammer. Y'all know who I'm talking about. The scammer. The scammer decided that he wanted to come before an Israelite camp and debate an Israelite camp. And that's how that whole thing started. And then the next thing you know, you have the whole so-called fake woke conscious community coming against the Israelites. And Israelites won all those debates. Tazariak won his debate, right? Nasi Yashuvel won his debate. We won Kemet on trial, despite what them Negroes say. We won Kemet on trial because them niggas didn't answer none of them questions to this day, period. Okay? And so that debunking us didn't work. Next thing you know, you have Mark Reiser. I'm going to call him by his slave name. I'm not giving him no credit. Mark Reiser and his ilk that decides now they want to come against the Israelites and do shows, call themselves trying to debate us. Myself and General Hashar had a debate with Mark Reiser. How many of y'all saw that debate? If y'all know who Mark Reiser is, I'm going to say his name one time, Vocab. How many of y'all saw the debate between myself, Hashar, and Vocab and that other dude? If you saw the debate, put one in the chat. Let me know you saw that debate. We walked all over them dudes. All over them. All right? If y'all didn't see it, it's on the backup channel, Maccabeestv News. If you didn't see the debate, it's on our backup channel, Maccabeestv News. Okay? It's on the backup channel. So, Mika, you said you didn't see it. I don't know if any of my mods is in the building. I can't see. If any of my mods is in the building, if you can grab the link. Adolphus Lass, I appreciate that donation. Thank you so much. Much appreciated, King. If any of my mods are in the building, can you go over to the backup channel, Maccabeestv News, and grab the link and put it in the chat, or anybody that wants to do it, and put it in the chat for the brothers and sisters. Look at this clown right here. Look at this clown right here. Vocab alone. Look at Mark right there. What's up, Marky Mark? What up? Now I'm gonna ask you a question because you're a liar, and I'm gonna screenshot this. So you're a liar. I want you to give the audience the timestamp mark where I said I was going to drain the blood from your neck. You're a liar. You're the devil. You are the devil the Bible speaks about. I'm asking you. I want you to give the audience right now. We're going to give you the floor, Marky Mark. I want you to give the audience the timestamp when I said I was going to drain the blood out your neck, you damn liar. Where you at, Marky? Where you at? I just saw you. Marky Mark, aka Vocab Malone. Where is the timestamp where okay, so you're a liar. You said I said it. You're a liar. You said I said it, you damn devil. You said I said it. If you got a problem with what Hashar said, you take it up with him. You said I said it. I didn't say it. All I did was dog walk you because you don't know the damn Bible. That's what I did. We dog walked you. That's what we did. Period. That's why you're here now. You can't sleep at night because of us, because of the Israelites. You can't get a good night's sleep. Every time you wake up, you're in a cold sweat, seeing chains around your damn neck, man. You didn't say my mans. You said me. You said me. You said me. You can't lie, bro. I ain't say that. I'm careful with my words. I'm careful with my words because I know that you're the enemy. You're the devil. So I'm careful with my words. You go crying to the damn police precinct or somebody saying somebody threatened you, terroristic threats. I would never say that to you over the internet, you damn devil. I would never say that to you, man. But I tell you what, that stuff that you're doing is not working. The movement is growing. It's not getting smaller, it's growing. It's growing. You devils can't do nothing against this word at all. And that's the point of this video. So what you have is you have people that's coming forward and they try to do what they call smear campaigns against the truth. Let me ask you a question, right? So now let's take an example of Christianity, right? You have Christians that kill people every day, every single day. The Christian church is a playground for pedophiles. I'm talking about these pastors and these preachers. The Christian church is a playground for pedophiles and perverts, okay? And there's no documentary that was done on that. The BBC doesn't do a documentary on that. It doesn't do a documentary on all the Christians that have been murdered at the hands of other Christians in the church. All the pastors that kill their wives. They don't do videos on that. But let one thing happen in the Israelite community, there's videos, there's documentaries. You got Mark Reiser making videos and documentaries doing all this crap. What about what's going on in your backyard? What about what's going on with your preachers and your Christians that's robbing and fleecing the sheep of the Most High and the Most High's people? What about that? Nobody wants to talk about that. But I'm going to talk about that. Let me tell you something. I will put the conduct of the Israelite community, good, bad, and in between, I will put our conduct and our behavior up against the Christian church any day of the week, any year, anything compared to what's going on in that damn Christian church. That's why so many people are leaving. That's why. Not only because they're finding out what's being taught is a damn lie, but they're also being predatorized and destroyed by these pastors and these preachers. You got these preachers about to celebrate. Goddamn Vocab probably celebrated Halloween. He probably did. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys say the laws of God are done away with, so you probably celebrated Halloween, man. Why don't you put a picture up on your Instagram or on Facebook and show us what you dressed up as Halloween? Did you dress up as a Christian? No. Let me explain something to you, right? Vocab, you know what you're doing? You know what? Let me explain something to you, right? If you have a problem with another man, you go and address that other man. That's what you do. And stop whining. You're whining right now. No, I don't have to dress. You know what? I dress up as an Israelite every day because I don't celebrate pagan Halloween, but you Christians do. I dress up as an Israelite every day. I got my fringes and my border blue on every day. So that was a whack joke, man. Try again. And you're going to celebrate Christmas. Can you show me December 25th in the Bible? No, you can't. You'll try. I saw that fake attempt that you tried to do that last year. That was fake. That was phony. Christ was not born no damn December 25th. You're a liar. But thanks for watching, Mark. Marky Mark. Anyway, as I was saying, right, let's get back to what I wanted to say, right? When you read the book of 2nd Esdras in the Bible, it tells you in the last days that we're going to become like pilgrims, right? Because here's what's happening, as I mentioned before. The first step to try to destroy this movement was to try to debunk us. That's why they have all these, like I said, they have the fake woke conscious community and the fake Christian apologists that come up against the truth. And they thought it would work. They thought a lot more people would fall away than have been fall. You're always going to have people that fall away. There's nothing wrong with that. Christ had people that fell away, right? Did Christ not start off with 70 disciples and ended up with 12? Did Christ not start off with 70 apostles and ended up with 12? So you're always going to have people that's going to come in and come out. The truth is a revolving door. But they thought that there would be a greater falling away from this truth than what's going on, so it's not working. So the next step they have to try to do is try to defame us. That's why you have movies like the one called Barry. Barry is fiction. Barry is fiction. That encounter with Barack Obama never happened, and you have this idiot Mark Reiser that named his book after that. That never happened. Barack Obama never stood in front of no damn Israelite camp. That was fake. And you were stupid enough to name your book after it. But anyway, that's neither here nor there, right? Then you have the other movie with Woody Harrelson. They had the Israelites in there. Now you have That Day Will Come where you have the Israelites in there. You see what I'm saying? And every time something happens in the community, first of all, you have tens of thousands of people that are waking up to their nationality and returning to being Israelites. You don't think things are going to happen? You don't think if you have a congregation with 10,000 people in it that little incidents are going to happen and things are going to happen sometimes? Of course. When it happens in the church, it's just brushed off that that's an isolated incident. But when it happens amongst the Israelites, they want to make a goddamn documentary. Every news story is on it. And then you got these fake Christian apologists that make all types of videos about it. Meanwhile, they live in a glass house. It makes no sense. But you brothers and sisters, you have to be awake. You have to be aware of what's going on. And we're living in a time where we have to become like pilgrims, because when they can't debunk us, which they're not able to do, when they try to defame us and people don't leave this movement, which is not going to happen, then the next step is they're going to come against this truth. The Bible tells us in Revelation chapter 12, verse 12, the devil shall come down having great wrath, but because he knoweth he hath but a short time. The scriptures go on to say that the dragon will make war against the remnant of the saints that keep the commandments. That can't be talking about Christians, because Christians don't keep the commandments. They celebrate Halloween, Christmas, Easter. They eat pork, shrimp, lobster, crab, and go to church on Sunday. They don't keep the commandments. The Bible says the dragon will make war with those that keep the commandments. So when you read the book of 2nd Esdras, it says the time is going to come where we're going to have to become like pilgrims. Because they're going to straight out let you know that they want to lay hands on you like they did Christ, like they did the apostles. That time is coming that we're coming into right now. So the Bible tells you don't get attached to nothing. And don't be fearful either, because the scriptures tell us in the book of Revelations, he that seeketh to save his life is going to lose it. And the fearful and unbelieving shall have their part in the lake of fire, which is America on fire. You're going to be destroyed here if you fearful. Don't be fearful of these guys, man. Don't be fearful of them at all. The Most High got the young lions. Shout out to Sakari, man. The Most High got the young lions on your neck, man. Mark, they're on your neck. You showing up at camps and speakings and everything like that. If what you were saying was so powerful, you wouldn't have to chase brothers around. You would just be able to go and teach what you're teaching and let the Most High elevate the words that you're teaching. You know why you follow camps around? You know why you go and sit up in front of the camps? Because what you're saying is not effective. It's not effective enough. It's not working enough. So the puppet masters are probably telling you you're doing a horrible job. So now you're trying to ratchet it up, ramp it up. But it's not going to work, buddy. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. The Most High got something special for you, man. Well, if you go where the problem is, all you got to do is go to a mirror, Mark. Go look in the mirror. That's the problem. There's the problem right there. Can you show me? Let's give Marky Mark the floor again. Let's give Marky Mark the floor again. Hey, Mark, let me ask you a question. Can you provide me with a scriptural reference where Christ followed the Pharisees around? Let's say that we are the Pharisees. Let's say that we are the false teachers. Can you show me where Christ went and set up in front of where the false teachers were teaching? Because when I read the Bible, they followed Christ around. He didn't follow them around. Wherever he was, the Pharisees and Sadducees and the scribes would come to him and interrupt what he was doing and listen to what he was saying. That's what I read in the Bible. Show me in the Bible where what you're doing is what Christ was doing. Show me that. Show me where Christ went and antagonized the Pharisees and stood in front of them. Show me that. Let's give Marky the floor. Let's all wait. Don't comment, brothers and sisters. Hold your comments for a second. Let Brother Mark give us a precept. I'd like to see that. Hey, Mark, where you at? That's not what I asked you, Vocab. You see what you wrote? Christ went to where the people were and he openly confronted them. He openly confronted them. I'm talking about the Pharisees. We go to the people and we openly confront them. That's why we're on the corners. That's not what I asked you. We go to where the people are and confront them about their sins and tell them to repent. That's what we do. I asked for you to show me where what you do. You say that we're false teachers. You say that we're false prophets. You say that we're Pharisees. I want you to show me in the scriptures, give me a precept where Christ did what you did. You can't. You know what you're doing? You're making it up as you go along. That's what you're doing. You don't have a precept. That's why James White, that's why James White came against your boy. James White came against you multiple times. Because even he knows that you're a clown. Even he knows that you are an antagonist. Even he knew that and rebuked you. Remember that? Remember when James White rebuked you? Remember that? You wasting your time, Vocab. You wasting your time. Don't you know that? I hope they're paying you well because you're wasting your time coming against this truth. There's nothing you can do about this movement. Your arms are too weak to box with the Most High and us. There's nothing you can tell us. Your dumb behind can't show me yet. This is 2 years later. I'll give you another chance. Let's give Marky Mark one more chance, brothers and sisters. Then I'm going to ignore him. Let's give Mark one more chance. Brothers and sisters, if you're in the house, hit the like button, please. Hit the like button, please. And show your brother some love. Mark, I'm going to give you one more chance. Mark, plenty of people left, but plenty more have come in. Don't be stupid. I've been in this Israelite movement going on 30 years, so I'm an authority to tell you this is the largest the movement has ever been. That's coming from me. I've been around almost 30 years. This is the largest this movement has ever been. People were leaving back when I first came in. 92. People left in 95 when the school split. People left in 2000. What are you saying? You think you're saying something? I know the history. I was there. You the new guy on the block. So I'm the authority. I'm telling you. People left in 95. The movement got bigger. People left in 2000. The movement got bigger. So guess what? Guess what? You ain't saying nothing. Now, I'm going to ask you again. You're a funny guy, Mark. You're making arguments, straw man arguments I'm not asking you about, but I'll give you one. I'll give you one. Brother Mark, can you, for those of us that are watching this video, we'd like to give you the floor for a moment. One last time, then I'm going to ignore you. Can you provide me with a scripture that says that non-Israelites are a part of the new covenant? There's the old covenant and there's the new covenant. Do you have a precept for me that shows me that non-Israelites will be part of the new covenant? Do you got a precept for me? And please don't just put the verse, I'll go copy and paste it and put it in the chat for all of us to see. I'd like to see what precept you have where the Gentiles, the non-Israelites, will be part of the new covenant. Do you have that for us? We'd like to see it. I'd like to see it. Because you can go and pull all types of precepts about this Gentiles and this, that, but you cannot show you in the new covenant. You can't do that. You don't have that. Hold on a second, brothers and sisters. Let's wait. Brother Mark is looking for a precept where he's going to be in, because he is a Gentile. He's a Gentile. So I want him to show us where he's going to be part of the new covenant. I'd like to see it. Brother Mark, where you at, man? You had a lot to say before. See, this is where our... Okay, Acts 2, there we go. Shows proselytes were present. Oh, wait. Shows proselytes were present. Ephesians 2, Romans 9:24, etc., etc., etc. Hey, vocab. None of those verses say that the Gentiles are going to be part of the new covenant. The new covenant is mentioned in Jeremiah 31. The new covenant is mentioned in Hebrews 8. And the new covenant is mentioned in Hebrews 9. Specifically. And in all instances, it's referring to Israel. None of those verses that you gave shows where the Gentiles will be part of the new covenant. That's not the prophecy that Jeremiah said, nor is it what's written in Hebrews 8 or 9. So I'm going to ask you one more time. I want a chapter and verse that specifically says the Gentiles are a part of the new covenant. That's what I want. I don't want no all the verses you pulled, you can use innuendo, you can use conjecture. I'm not dealing with innuendo. I'm not dealing with conjecture. None of that. I want to see it plain and black and white. If the Gentiles are part of the new covenant, give me the precept. That's what I want. None of them do. You're a liar. You're a liar, and the truth is not in you, and you're the devil. You're the devil, and you're a liar, and the truth is not in you. You don't have a precept. All those verses you pull are conjecture, meaning you're putting your own opinion into the verse. The verses never say the Gentiles are part of the new covenant. Never say that. And Romans 9:24 is the worst place you can go, especially when Paul is sending you back to the book of Hosea to explain those Gentiles, which are Israelites, who the Most High said he cast away, you idiot. You idiot. Oh, man, you vocab, you're a special kind of stupid. But I enjoy you guys are entertaining, though. I will say you Christian apologists are entertaining. And you definitely trying hard. I'm going to give you that. You're trying hard to find a place for yourself. Hey, it is innuendo. John 10:6 doesn't say the Gentiles can receive salvation. John 4 doesn't say the Gentiles can receive salvation. It don't say that. The woman said, our fathers, ours is a possessive. In John the 4th chapter, the woman says, our fathers worshipped in this mountain, you idiot. Ours is a possessive pronoun. That's not talking about a Gentile. Stop playing. We're not novices over here. Stop playing. Notice though, all the precepts you pulled, nothing says nothing about no new covenant. Jeremiah 31 mentions the new covenant specifically. You hear what I'm saying? You know exactly what I'm saying. That's why we kicked your ass the last time we debated. You know exactly what I'm saying. Jeremiah 31 mentions the word new covenant. Hebrews 8 mentions the word new covenant. Hebrews 9 mentions the word new covenant. All the precepts you pull, Romans 9:24, Romans 2, John 4, none of those verses mention new covenant. You know why? Because the Gentiles are not a part of it. They're not. They're not. And Hebrews chapter 9 says the Most High will make the new covenant with those that were under the first covenant. That eliminates everybody except Israel. You're crazy. You are crazy. But you can keep trying. You can keep trying. You know what I'm saying? There's no salvation for you, vocab. And because you've been an extra nuisance in the kingdom, Yeah, we you know, I don't know who's going to be lucky enough to have you in the kingdom as a servant, but whoever does, you're going to have a hard time, man. They might have to we might have to, whoever has you might have to lend you out, because we all need a turn. I'm just going to leave it there. You had Israelites still living in Samaria, vocab. You're supposed to know. I thought you knew the Bible. You still, even during the time of Christ, you still had actual Israelites still living in Samaria. Still. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I ain't make no threat. Here come the slavery threats. I didn't make no threat. I said in the kingdom, we all gonna want to hang out with you. We all gonna want to borrow you. We all gonna want to take turns. I didn't say for what. Oh, Christ didn't say you Samaritan. She said our fathers, our fathers. Ours is a possessive pronoun. If I say our money, that's my, I'm included in our. Okay? That's why you got to read the thing in its context. You're trying to isolate a verse. When you read the story in its context, she was not a heathen. Sorry. Sorry. Anyway, let's get back to, we've had enough fun with Marky Mark for the day. Mark is going to go, hey, brothers, watch out. Mark is going to go attack some camp today now. He's going to go bother somebody today because he has nothing going on. There's nothing going on with our vocab. So he's going to go set up in front of another camp, because outside of talking about Israelites, who cares what you're talking about? Your claim to fame is us, the Israelite movement. We're your claim to fame. Outside of that, would anybody give a damn about you? Would anybody care about you outside of that? No. No. Anyway, like I was saying, now I'm going to get back to my brothers and sisters who I'm really here to talk to. I just use Mark as a prop because I know y'all like entertainment. Hey, Israel, I got 125 people in the building and only 67 likes. So in order for the, so vocab, why don't you do a show on it? I'll tell you what. Why don't you do a show on the woman at the well, John the 4th chapter. Why don't you do a show on it, and I'm going to come behind you and I'm going to cut you. Why don't you do that? Okay? Do that. Do a show. Do a show. And I'll come behind you and I'm going to cut you. You're a liar. And even here's what you're trying to run away from, and I'm not going to allow you. Even if she was a heathen, where in John the 4th chapter does it say that the Syrophoenicians or the Samaritans, not the Syrophoenicians, where does it say in John the 4th chapter that the Samaritans are going to be a part of the new covenant? Where does it? What verse is that? The actual Samaritan. If she was an actual Samaritan, if she was a non-Israelite, what verse says that she is going to be a part of the new covenant? It doesn't. Period. Anyway. Like I was saying, see, this is how you, brothers, this is how you deal with a Christian, right? What vocab wants to do is he wants to turn your attention. He has me asking him a specific question, and every answer that he's giving me is something other than what I asked him for. I asked him about the new covenant. I gave him 3 precepts that mention the new covenant. Every time that it is mentioned, it is associated with Israel outright. I asked him to match me and to give me a precept that says that somebody else outside of Israel is a part of the new covenant. He will give me 100 precepts that have nothing to do with what I asked, that do not have the word new covenant in it. You know why? Because weak-minded people will fall for that. But those of us that study to show ourselves approved, those of us that are strong in the faith, can't be swayed with that nonsense. We've been at this too long, man. Too long. All right? But getting back to what I was talking about earlier, brothers and sisters. So the move to debunk us is failing miserably, right? So he will say something like, oh, you got people leaving the Israelite movement. As I mentioned before, Danyaahla been around since 92. You do the math, right? I saw people leave out the movement in 95. I saw people leave out the movement in 97. I saw people leave the movement in 2000. And the movement is larger today than it's ever been. And I can say that because I've been a witness the whole time. That's what he doesn't understand. Christ started off with how many disciples? 70. By the time he was up on the cross, how many he had? Core? 12. So somebody leaving means what? Didn't Paul start off with Titus? What happened with that? Wasn't Demas with Paul? What happened with that? What about Trophimus and others? You're always going to have people that's going to leave. What does that mean? Nothing. Nothing. If it happened to the greatest of us, which is the Messiah, then it'll happen to us. People are going to come and they're going to go. But this truth is only for the elect. That's why Christ said in Matthew 24, you have to endure to the end. The point is not coming in and leaving. Who cares about that? The point is enduring. Enduring. That's the point. That's the point. So, as they try to debunk us and defame us, and it's not working, the next thing the government is trying to do now is they're trying to paint us in a bad light in the news by picking crazy people that do isolated incidences, because that's what they are. The Joy Morgan situation was a sad situation, but that's an isolated incident. You're talking about an organization that has maybe 10,000 people in it. You don't think something is going to happen? It happens in the churches all the time. People get killed in the churches all the time. It's unfortunate. The larger an organization gets, is the harder it is to keep track of everybody. That's common sense. Sometimes you have people that come in that ain't fully repented. That's common sense. But it's rare. It's the exception, not the rule. But yet when something happens in the Israelite community, they want to do documentaries, news stories, and all the Christians want to jump on it. Meanwhile, people are dying amongst them every day. Meanwhile, little girls are being raped by preachers every day. Little boys are being molested by preachers every day. But nobody cares about that. Because the Christian church and Christianity is not the truth. This is the truth. The Israelite movement is waking back up. The Bible says in the book of Daniel chapter 2 verse 44, the Most High said, in the days of those kings, will the Most High raise up another kingdom that shall never be destroyed. That's what you're seeing now. We're in the days of that last beast, that last kingdom, which is America. We're in that. And the Israelites are waking up, and they know it. And so their goal is, they don't give a damn if it's an isolated incident, if it hardly ever happens. When something happens, to magnify it and put it up on a high scale to make us all look bad. That's the point. So they can move against this movement. That's why the Bible says, like I said before, in Revelation 12, the dragon shall make war with the remnant of her saints that keep the commandments. That's us. And they're planning on making war. They're planning on making war. They see this movement. They see how large it's getting. They see how far, wide, and reaching it's getting. They see how many people are paying attention to this movement. Now, I know I'm not a celebrity person. I'm not a celebrity person, right? But just to show you how far this movement is going, if you look at that new Snoop Dogg video, he took images of IUIC and put it in his video. That's how far-reaching this truth is. The celebrities don't even sit down and watch it. Mark Reiser knows. I was talking to the brother Gorilla Hebrew when we was in Chicago. When we was in Chicago, he was telling me that you have NFL chaplains that bring Mark Reiser in to try to talk to the chaplains and tell them how to combat the Israelite movement in NFL locker rooms. Because you have NFL players that are paying attention to what we're doing. I'll have to get back to y'all on the Snoop video. Somebody sent it to me yesterday. I got to get back to y'all on which one. They're bringing this guy into the NFL locker rooms to try to talk to the chaplains, to tell the chaplains talking points against this truth. Everybody knows. That's why the Bible says, not in the book of 1 Corinthians, it says not known, but well known. This truth is well known. They tried to keep it under the surface for a long time, but it's bubbling over now. Okay? So, the time is going to come where the Bible says in the book of 2 Ezra, we're going to have to become like pilgrims, right? You can't get too attached to no possessions you have, not your car, not your house, not your job, not your money, not nothing, because the time is coming where these devils are going to openly move against the truth. They're just going to do it because nothing else worked. And they're going to do it. Remember when Christ was put on trial, when he was brought before the priests the chief priests and so forth and so on, it tells you they raised false accusations against Christ. Remember that? When Stephen went before the priests, they brought false accusations against him. Remember that? That's what's next. They can't get us to do no crimes. They can't get us to do nothing really against the so-called law. They can't get us to do it openly as a law on a large scale. They can't get us to do it. So they'll just start lying and making shit up that we're doing that we're not doing. That's coming next. That's coming next. Right? Once again, if you're in the building and you didn't hit the like button, family. Show some love, right? Yeah, I saw that thing with Dwight Howard, too. I saw that. He gonna get a visit. He gonna get a visit from somebody. They gonna want to know what he knows, right? So, how many of you brothers and sisters that are in the building, how many of y'all know, well, I'm gonna ask two questions, so I'm gonna do one at a time, right? First question I want to know, yeah, there it is. Thank you, Linzel Lott. The name of the Snoop Dogg video is called Misinformed with Slick Rick. Misinformed with Slick Rick. It's a quick clip of the camps, but what it shows is that somebody watching what's going on. You can't not see it. You can't not see what's going on with the Israelite movement. You can't. Anyway, I want to get to my next topic. So I got two questions for y'all. For question number one. Well, you know what? I'm just going to ask one question. How many of you brothers and sisters know, and I did a video on it, but it didn't get a lot of views, so a lot of y'all probably missed it. How many of y'all know that my camp did a movie like a year ago, and we're working on a second film now called Karagma? How many of y'all brothers and sisters know about that? If you know about Karagma, hit 1 in the chat. Let me know that y'all know. If not, I'm going to tell you what it is real quick, and then I'm going to move on, because this video really wasn't even supposed to be about this. Y'all see the title. I'm supposed to be talking about something else. How many of y'all know about Karagma? I only see a couple of ones. Some of y'all know what Karagma is, but y'all didn't know that we were doing a film on it. Okay. I only got a couple of ones, so I'm assuming the majority of y'all don't know. All right, so when you get a chance, remember this. Remember this now, because I'm on my phone, so I'm not gonna be able to type it in. When you get a chance, I want you to go to the website. What is the Karagma? What is Karagma? When you read Revelations 13th chapter, when it says, he will cause both small and great to receive a mark in their forehead and in their right hand. The mark, the Greek word there is Karagma. So the brother, Elder Zahab in my camp, he's the one that wrote the film and is directing the film. And the name of the film is called Karagma. It's about the mark of the beast. Now, we're not going to tell you what the mark of the beast is. We're making a film around it, and you're going to have to make up your own mind what it is. So we're doing a film on it. The website is called What is the Karagma? The film is coming out. Somebody just put it, Warrior Lord, look up a couple of comments. Somebody just put it in. Karagma is C-H-A-R, like Robert, A-G-M-A. C-H-A-R-A-G-M-A. What is the Karagma? That's the name of the film. There's a video about maybe 4 or 5 videos before this where I gave you brothers and sisters a sneak peek on the set of the film. A lot of y'all didn't see that either. It's on this channel. If you go and you look at a couple of videos before this one, I actually on set gave y'all a little bit of sneak peek into what brothers are doing. There's a film coming out called Karagma that we have coming out in 2020, amongst other things. Stay tuned for that, where we're going into the mark of the beast. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning it to you brothers and sisters now is because some brothers and sisters, when the time comes, you're gonna have to become a pilgrim, right? You're gonna have to become a pilgrim. You're gonna have to, be moving around. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have to set up some type of underground railroad, like, you know what I'm saying, or something, because brothers are gonna have to become pilgrims in that day, right? And it's important, which brings me to my next thing, right? A lot of camps, a lot of brothers and sisters, and now some of y'all don't like when I get on y'all, but I gotta get on y'all, right? Feast of Tabernacles came. I had a lot of brothers and sisters that don't want to go camping. You don't want to go camping. You don't want to be outside in the elements. You're afraid of animals. You're afraid of bugs, the whole thing. The scriptures tell us that the Most High and His Son is going to deliver us from America and bring us into the wilderness. So a good way to condition yourself to be prepared for that is to go camping when Tabernacles comes around at the very least, and learn to be out in the elements. A lot of Israelites started rebelling against Moses in the wilderness because they wasn't used to it, man. They wasn't eating the way they was eating. They wasn't living the way they was living. They wasn't sleeping the way they was sleeping in Egypt. A lot of them rebelled against Moses because of that, and they perished in the wilderness because of that. Remember the scriptures say in the wilderness, the Most High is going to purge out the rebels, because there's going to be people that's going to rebel this time too. And some of the brothers and sisters, you're going to rebel because you ain't going to like the conditions in the wilderness. You got to make a hole and go to the bathroom in it. And all that ain't going to be running water, none of that stuff like that. I'm telling you. I have brothers and sisters making all types of excuses not to go camping on Tabernacles. I expect to see a lot more of you brothers and sisters at the Feast of Tabernacles next year. I expect to see a lot more brothers and sisters camping next year for the Feast of Tabernacles. Seriously. We have to learn and prepare yourself and condition yourself for what's coming, because hard times are coming. Jacob's troubles are here. It's going to become more manifest the further and further that we get into this thing. It's going to become more manifest. We're in the time of Jacob's troubles now. All right? Moving on, because I just went on for how long, and this video is not even supposed to be about this. Hey, man, the name of the video is called The Conscious Community is the New Christianity. It's the new Christianity. Why do I say the conscious community is the new Christianity? So y'all brothers and sisters are familiar with this whole ADOS movement, the ADOS movement, right? Now, for some reason or another, and I'm going to say his name because he don't like Israelites and I don't care. For some reason or another, Tariq Nasheed decides he wants to do his own movement. He wants to have his own movement. So he moved away from ADOS and starts calling himself Foundational Black American, right? Foundational Black American. That's what he calls himself. So he's having a Foundational Black American Summit in Atlanta at some point in 2020. And so he has some type of crowdfunding campaign on his website where he's trying to collect about $200,000 to have a Foundational Black American Conference in Atlanta. Here's the problem, brothers and sisters. Did you brothers and sisters see the preview video, the promotional video for the Foundational Black American Conference? Did you Negroes see that? Yo, they are flag-waving Americans, y'all. Everybody in the video is wrapped and drenched in an American flag. Did y'all see that? This is the man that brought us Hidden Colors. And the conscious community, you niggas gotta hold that L, because some of you gonna try to run a blood with Tariq and us. Let me tell you something, man. Your master teachers are the mainstays of those Hidden Colors movies. You telling me the people in those movies that he's interviewing, those so-called master teachers, they're not part of the conscious community? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They are a part of the conscious community. And the same person that brought us Hidden Colors is the same person that's bringing us the Foundational Black American Conference, and everybody in the video is waving an American flag. So now you conscious niggas are patriotic. Now you conscious niggas love America and you patriotic. You say the Bible is fake. Guess what? I'd rather hold on to the fake Bible and my dignity than to be conscious and waving an American flag like you Negroes. And I'm talking to all of y'all, because some of y'all gonna try to divide it. It ain't us. Yes, it is. Tariq claims Kemet. Tariq claims West Africa, Vodun, and African spiritual traditions and all that. So you all are guilty. And the people that's in his Hidden Colors movies represent all of that. And he got the scammer in the video too. So you niggas is American now, huh? You American now. You patriotic now. You dudes don't stand for nothing, man. You don't stand for nothing. You guys got videos talking about, well, you know, we're not going to speak against transformers. I'm going to call them transformers. We're not going to speak against that. And we're not going to worry about what goes on in somebody's bedroom. This is the conscious community. Khalid Muhammad didn't talk like that. That's why I say the conscious community died when Khalid Muhammad died. I say that. And I thank the Most High that I met that man twice. The conscious community died when Khalid Muhammad died, because these dudes is compromising. They're waving flags. You have transformers that are part of the conscious community. You have people like Yvette Carnell that's married to a white woman that's pushing ADOS. She's at the forefront of ADOS. Okay? You got lesbians in there. All types of stuff at the forefront. Some of their biggest names. You look at some of these dudes, man. Man, these dudes is effeminate as hell. It's a few of them that's effeminate as hell. Yeah, I met Khalid Muhammad twice. I've told the story many times. Khalid Muhammad used to come to One West on Fridays. He used to come to Yeshaya's class on Fridays. Why do y'all think if you go back and you look at Khalid Muhammad's debates, y'all see the way that the scriptures that he's using? Do you see the way that he's breaking down the scriptures? Where have you heard that before? Look at the way Khalid Muhammad breaks down Revelation 2:9 and 3:9 in his debates. And tell me, where did you hear that before? Us. Where do you think he got it? He used to come to Friday night class at One West. We used to see him. And then there was another time I met him when I was walking down 125th Street. I was coming back from camp. It was a Saturday. I was coming back from camp, and we was walking across. If you like, I always tell a story. So for some that heard it, maybe some of you didn't hear it. If you're familiar with 125th Street, you have a lot of the main train lines in Manhattan go across 125th Street. So all the way on the other side by the Apollo, you have like the D train, the A train, the B train. And so the D train goes to Fordham Road. So the camp, back in the days, the camp used to be on Fordham Road. And so we was coming down from Fordham Road, and we took the D train down, and we walked across 125th back to One West, which was on the other side by the 2 train. And Khalid was standing right in front of the State Building, and brothers was walking across, garmenting it down, and the brother stopped us and was commending us and telling us what a good job. Man, I didn't give away my damn age, so forget it. Forget it. Forget it. Oh, man. I was a spring chicken then. Oh, man. Yeah, so I had the fortune of meeting that brother twice. Right? So I met him in Yeshaya's class, you know what I'm saying, once. I saw him in there many times, but I spoke to him once in there. And I saw him in front of 125th Street. Khalid Muhammad was the only dude in the conscious community that could bring out 20, 30,000 people by himself. It don't have to be nobody else's name on the bill, just him. Remember the million youth marches that he was having in the 90s? You'd have 10, 20,000 people show up. Nobody has that type of draw in the community now. Nobody can bring that many people out at one time now. Nobody. And that dude didn't compromise for nothing. Now these dudes is waving American flags. You have people of questionable sexual orientation that's at the forefront of these movements. Some of the major names are now compromising, saying that they're not speaking against that lifestyle, when that lifestyle is what is destroying the fabric of the family of our people. It's destroying it. And you won't take a stand, and you telling me the Bible is fake? Well, I'm going to stick with the fake Bible and stand up. And stand up. Because if what you got is the truth, I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want nothing. I don't want to be a part of nothing that's going to tell me I can wave a flag or accept questionable behavior. I don't want it. Period. Right. Right. Tobias, absolutely. Of course, they're not spiritual movements whatsoever. But the point is that they pride themselves on banging on the Bible and coming against the Israelite movement as though what they're doing is what we should be doing as a people, and they're destroying our people further. I never thought I'd see the day where the conscious community waves flags. Now, the Moors been doing it for a while. They've been doing that. The Moors are flag-waving Americans. They always have been, unfortunately. But now the conscious community is doing the same thing. That's why you know that when this system goes down, we're gonna have targets on our back. And I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. I'm gonna tell y'all something. You're gonna be looking behind your back, looking for the wrong person, because it's gonna be somebody that look just like you, that's a coon, that's gonna be looking to turn you in. A nigga with an ankh or some shit talking about he conscious turning you in, because them dudes are flag waving Americans. Man, I'm just gonna say, and I don't care who don't like it. It's sad. It's sad. You know? I'm just looking and seeing who's saying what in the comments for a second. Don't mind me. I'm about to be out of here, y'all. What time is it? Ooh, it's 12:10. Yeah, Elohim Beast, Khalid. Khalid was a chameleon. You know, when he was around Israelites, he would say he was an Israelite. When he was around Moors, he would say he was a Moor. When he was around people that did Kemet, he said he was Kemet, whatever like that. He was a chameleon, but he was a warrior. And when he passed, I felt that in my spirit. I knew things would never be the same because he was uncompromising. He was the closest thing to Malcolm that we saw. He was the closest thing to it. And we know Khalid, that was foul play, man. That's a aneurysm and all that. Yeah, no, there was foul play there. That's what that was. They had to get him out the way. Yeah, JH1, Yvette is with she's dating, she's dating a white woman. And she's the face of the movement. Who wants to be, you know what I'm saying? This is where we're going. These dudes is talking about creating political action committees and all this other stuff and trying to get candidates to do their bidding or whatever like that. Let me tell y'all something, and I'm going to end with this, right? And this is where it becomes a little gray, a little controversial, right? When you talk about voting on a national level, like for president, senators, all that stuff like that, it's all fake. We all know that the president is voted in by the Electoral College. It's all fake. We know the special interest groups are the ones that fuel their campaigns, put them in office to be able to push through. They have an agenda. That we all know that shit is fake. Now, on a local level, I'm not going to say that. And that's strange coming from an Israelite, but I'm not going to say that because of my upbringing. I'll give you a quick example. I'm from Mount Vernon, New York. Money earned in Mount Vernon. That's where I'm from, right? That's where I was born and raised. Mount Vernon, when I was coming up, I don't know the ratio now. When I was coming up in Mount Vernon was 70% black and about maybe 10% Hispanic, and maybe like the rest of it was so-called white people with a sprinkling of Chinese. So it was majority our people in Mount Vernon. But when you looked at the Board of Education and the people that sat on the Board of Education, it was 100% white. So you got a city that's 70% black and 10% Hispanic. We're 80% of the population in the city, and the Board of Education is completely white. The police force is almost completely white. The police commissioner is white. Same. That's what happened in Ferguson. That's how they were able to do what they were able to do in Ferguson. You have a town that's majority black, but white people run the town. You see what I'm saying? So in cases like that, what happened? I remember this very vividly coming up in high school. You had a lot of the people that got together and they voted to put in a black mayor in Mount Vernon and to vote for, it was a big thing, a big push to vote for a black Board of Education, people that sat on the Board of Education, because they decided the curriculum that was in schools. Because before that, you would have like, and this is when I was, right before I came into the truth, when I was in high school, I was a member of the African American Awareness Club and all these different things in high school, right? And the Board of Education was voting all these groups and these programs and these lessons and everything down. They didn't want the black kids to have nothing. They didn't want us to have nothing. The minority was running everything. So on a local level, I can understand sometimes why if you live in a certain town, you might want to get some people up out of there. You might want to get the mayor up out of there. You might want to get the police chief up out of there. You might want to get certain judges up out of there. I'm not going to really say nothing against that on a local level, right? But on a national level, nah, you shouldn't be voting. Shouldn't at all, right? Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Right, Jason Jew at the Electoral College at Maccabeestv, the 8th chapter. Right, exactly, 100%. Damon Moore says the Most High commands us not to be married to the heathens. No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't, right? You shouldn't. And isn't it ironic, and I can't take credit for this. I got to give credit where credit is due because I didn't figure this out. I got to go and really look this up for myself. I know he's a coon, right? But Tommy Sotomayor said that if you read the credits on Tariq Nasheed's Hidden Colors movie, the majority of people that actually worked on the film are not black. The majority of them are not black. Now, I got to go prove that if that's true. I believe it, though. Somebody asked the question, are they heathen Israelites? I believe that's the question. Judah Nasser, are they heathen Israelites? They're Israelites that want to be as the heathen, as we know, pursuant to the book of Ezekiel. They want to be like the heathen. They follow heathen customs. They commit idolatry. So in that respect, yeah, they're heathens. In terms of their actions, they're heathens. But are they actual heathens in terms of being heathens from their lineage? No. 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 Daughters of Zion, shalom to you. Once again, brothers and sisters, if you haven't hit the like button, make sure you hit the like button and show some love. Still, I rise. The I asked, did Esau and Japheth mix with each other? Well, and I'm not trying to get too deep into this. We don't believe there's anything such as mixed. You are whatever your father is. So during the time of Philip of Macedonia and even his predecessors, really, when Esau started mixing in with the actual sons and daughters of Japheth, they started sleeping with their women and having children. So those children are still Edomites because their fathers were Edomites. We don't believe in mixed. But to a degree, yeah, you had the Macedonians that was sleeping with some of the daughters of Japheth and having children, but those children are Edomites, right? Like you can read about, there's a period in history that confuses a lot of people called the Peloponnesian War. It's a very, very important war, and one of these days we have to visit that. That's a very, very important time in history because it explains a lot of things. You'll understand prophecies, especially in the book of Ezekiel, better if you understand about the Peloponnesian War and the transformation that took place after it. What took place after it is extremely important. That's where you have that changeover from the dark-skinned Japhites to the ones that you see today, which is the so-called white man living in the land of the Japheth. That's why a lot of people think the white man is Japheth because of where he lives. But a lot of those white people that live in those lands today, they took those lands from darker people and pushed them out. He pushed them out. All right? Right. Esau took on Hamite women. So how did they get fully white? That has been on my mind, Maccabeestv. Well, I'll give you an example, right? In the book of, y'all can tell me I'm winging it. Is it in Isaiah or Jeremiah? The Most High called Esau the people of his curse. Y'all brothers familiar with that? It's either in the book of Isaiah or Jeremiah. I believe it's Jeremiah. I'm leaning towards Jeremiah. I'm winging it right now because I'm on my phone, so I can't really look it up. But I believe it's in the book of Jeremiah. The Most High called Esau the people of his curse, right? Now, how is Esau cursed? How is he cursed? How is Esau cursed? Because when you go back and you read the story, in the book of Genesis 25, 26, 27, Esau actually received a blessing. Did he not? Did he not? He received a blessing. So how is Esau cursed? His curse is how he looks. It's how he looks. Now, I'll give you an example. When you go back and you read the story of Gehazi, right? You go back and read the story of Gehazi. When Gehazi was cursed with leprosy, the leprosy cleaved to him and his seed, his children after him. They were all cursed. So to answer your question in a nutshell, even though Esau had Hamite women, Esau was cursed. So that curse that the Most High put on him cleaved to his children. It cleaved to his children. It was passed down to his children. That's how come you have Edomites coming out looking the way they look. And Esau also, as we mentioned before, mingled his seed with the other nations. Like I said, when the Macedonians, when they started taking over Europe, they were mingling their seed with all the dark-skinned women of those nations. And those children are still Edomites. That helped them look a little bit better than they looked. You understand what I'm saying? So, yeah, that curse was passed down from Esau to his children. And we see that, the proof of that is how the Most High cursed Gehazi, and that curse was passed down from him to his children. Most High can do that. The Most High can do that. Okay? I'll give you an easy book. It's not really a scholarly book, JH125. I'll give you a book. It's not a scholarly book, but it's a good place to start. There's a book called The Negro Rulers of Scotland. That's a good place for you to start. And it goes into that whole history. By the way, let me say one more thing. Let me throw one last jab, right? So we have our good friend, Brother Garfield, that likes to talk about me and has done videos. Now, I was supposed to, and I have on my channel, but it's on private, a video where I exposed some more pseudo information that he had in his presentation, right? But I thought about it and I said to myself, no, I'm gonna stick to my guns. He needs to put his book out, because here's what's gonna happen. The minute I go and I show that his presentation he did on Sonetta has holes in it, right? The minute I go show that, he's gonna backtrack like he always do and pretend like he didn't say, even though I have the video with him saying some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you what he said. He said he took a picture from the National Portrait Gallery. Now he's going to try to run and he's just going to dig himself a deeper hole. He took a picture from the National Portrait Gallery in London and said it was Charles II in the picture. And he said Charles II actually commissioned that picture of himself. When I went and did some digging, that is a lie. That is a lie. And I did a whole video on it showing that this dude just be making stuff up. But I said no. See, his book is a year late. I want him to put his book out. Once he puts his book out, then we're going to get busy, because now you can't backtrack. It's in black and white. This is your book, your words. You got people to proofread it. You had the people peer review your book and all that stuff like that. Now you can't run from your words. And once he puts that book out, then we're going to deal with him. So he can make as many videos as he wants. And depending on that shit is laying in the cut of my channel right now on private. All I got to do is just hit public and put it out there and just and show that he don't know what the hell he's talking about again, like I've been doing. But no, I'm gonna wait a little bit. I like the suspense. The dude had the actual audacity to say that he's the GOAT. Boy, then put your book out. Let's see. Because I know what type of scholarship you do. I got a word for you. You know what I call it? We call it conjectureship. Because the sources you use be people giving their opinions. It don't be factual. But I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna give his book a little bit more time. You know why he don't want to put his book out? Because his feelings is gonna get hurt. Listen, I'm no Shaka Amos fan, but he disrespected Shaka's book, right? He disrespected Lord Abba's book. I'm no fan of his either. He disrespected Kashuv the Danite's book, right? He disrespected Zion Lex's books. Okay, cool. Where's your book? Because he knows when his book comes out, there's a payback coming. He know it. So he tries to tell jokes. Oh, you think I'm not putting my book out because, it ain't just because of me. It's because of me and everybody else that you've been talking about. Everybody else you've been calling pseudo. When your book comes out, we're going to blow holes through it. Easily. No problem. Elohim Bey says, Sonetta said that Hashar knows and agrees with the Zodiac. First of all, I'm going to say this, right? He would have to substantiate that the brother said that. And second of all, I don't like to go into certain things because certain things is above people's, when the apostles and the prophets, they taught the people certain things and certain things they kept back because the people ain't ready for that. I'm going to ask people a question. Do people know the difference between the zodiac and astrology? Do y'all know? Y'all do know that there's a difference, don't y'all? Who doesn't know that? If you do not know that there's a difference between the zodiac and astrology, put 2 on the comment board and let me know that you don't know. It's okay. I'm not here to judge nobody, but I need for brothers and sisters to understand there is a difference. There is a difference. Okay, so a lot of y'all don't know, and I'm not here to judge you. There's a certain levels to this information and this knowledge. And I know a lot of y'all brothers and sisters, you learn from the internet. You never really were formally taught by elders. And there's a lot of things that we know that we don't tell y'all because some of y'all are not ready for it. But there is a difference between the zodiac and astrology. Okay. So let me explain to you the basic difference. It's not the only difference, but let me explain to you, brothers and sisters, the difference. Astrology is what the Most High told us not to do. You're not supposed to look into the heaven, look at the constellations and the stars, have somebody read your palm or read your numbers, tell you don't cross the street, don't go outside, cut your husband off, he's no good for you. Go play this number at the store, play number 10, 15, and 27, those are your lucky numbers, all that stuff. That is astrology. Read a crystal ball and tell you to break your family up or whatever because your boyfriend is no good for you. Go shake a couple of chicken legs over somewhere. That is astrology. The Most High told Israel not to do that. Do not deal with people that have familiar spirits. The Most High told people not to do that. The zodiac is the stars. The Most High created the stars. Tarot cards is another one, exactly. Not supposed to do that. The Most High created the stars. Does the Bible not tell us in the book of Chronicles that the children of Issachar were familiar with the stars? Does it not tell you that? Everybody knows that, right? Put one in the chat if you knew that. That was their thing, the children of Issachar. So you're starting to see the difference between astrology and the zodiac. You read the heavens, like for instance, y'all familiar with the Farmer's Almanac? Where they prognosticate based on certain things about when to plant, when to crop, when to this, when to that, when to, you know what I'm saying? They deal with the Farmer's Almanac, how bad is the winter going to be, so forth and so on. They're looking up at, they're doing that. That's not astrology. That's not astrology. You had people in Israel that did that. So what context was Hashar saying it? That's the question. That's why we have to have understanding. Furthermore, brothers and sisters, I'm going to tell y'all something. Y'all going to look at me like I'm crazy, and no, I'm not breaking it down for y'all. You got to be, I'm not saying that I'm super on a level and you're not, but I got to know you to break certain things down for you. But I'm going to say this. Brothers in my camp know I say it all the time. What you call a so-called zodiac is telling a story. Did y'all know that? When you put all the so-called zodiac signs together, it's telling a story. It is. Who wants a hint? Let me give you one. And guess what? I'm going to tell you something. Now I'm blowing people's minds. I know I'm probably going to get cursed out, whatever like that. I didn't give myself this. You know who told me this? My elder. Marshall told me this. Marshall, you told me this. What the stuff I know, he told me this. He broke it down for me as a young man. He told me this. Y'all want an example? First of all, you shouldn't be caught up in that stuff anyway. Like, brothers and stuff shouldn't be caught up in that stuff at all. Okay. I'm just saying, you make your own determination. I'll probably get cursed out for this, like I said before, but there's just certain things, like I said, that I could kind of see what was being said to me. I could see it. I'll give you a perfect example. Y'all remember when Abraham was supposed to sacrifice Isaac? Y'all remember that? Abraham was supposed to sacrifice Isaac. Y'all remember that? Right as he was about to sacrifice Isaac, the angel came to Abraham and told him, don't sacrifice Isaac. And it said, what was caught in the thicket? What was caught in the thicket that Abraham sacrificed instead? What was caught in the thicket? A ram. Okay. Passover falls when, brothers and sisters? Passover falls when? Late March, early April. That's Aries. Late March, early April, that's Aries. Christ was crucified when? Passover. Aries is what the symbol? Ram, ain't it? Ain't it? Aries is the symbol of a ram. Sacrifice. Christ was crucified in the Passover. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough. I'm not going too deep. Nope. But it tells a story. It tells a story. You're not supposed to deal with astrology. So when Sarnetta asked Hashar the question, I know the general. When Sarnetta asked Hashar a question, Hashar know what he talking about? He know what he talking about. He probably shouldn't have said it because I don't go around telling y'all everything I know because I know everybody not ready for everything. But trust me, he wasn't pushing no goddamn zodiac. He wasn't pushing no goddamn astrology. He wasn't pushing no goddamn birthdays and tarot. He wasn't pushing that. That's some bullshit. I know him. Now, Elohim Beast, you can't teach certain things on YouTube. I can't. Like the people that are closest to me, like in my camp, and it's not really a camp thing, but I got to know you to go into certain lessons because everybody's not ready for everything. Brothers and sisters will choke on it. They will. They will. They will. Anyway, with that being said, I appreciate y'all taking time out to listen to your brother. But I'm going to go ahead and get up on out of here. It's the Sabbath. I want to get to camp, so forth and so on. Oh, by the way, one last thing. There's a debate happening on this channel tomorrow. There's a debate going on. I don't really do debates like that on this channel, but there is a debate going on this channel tomorrow. 6 p.m. Eastern time is going to be the brother Jeremiah from the House of Redeemed Servants going up against the heretic. These brothers call themselves the heretics. So you can expect to hear some madness. They call themselves the heretics. 6 p.m. tomorrow, Eastern time. Maccabeestv. Make sure that y'all are in the building. And on your way out, as usual. Yeah, Elohim Beast, but I'm not gonna. I don't know if the brother said that or not, and I don't think that that's something that we should promote. Like, I don't think that. We gotta be careful what we put out, what we put out there. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what the brother said. So I don't want to. I gotta be careful. I'll ask the brother what he said, but I just want to be careful, okay? Because I'm not sure exactly what he said, and we all know that things that we say are taken out of context by the conscious community on purpose. So we have to be careful what we say. All right. Anyway, I'm about to get up on out of here. I've been, as usual, when I come here, y'all always keep me here longer than I should. One of these days, man, I'm not gonna let y'all keep me longer than I'm supposed to be here, man. Y'all be keeping me way longer than I'm supposed to be here. You know, but I love to talk to the people, man. So, you know, it's all good. With that being said, I say shalom to the people. And that's it. Something soulful to make you soulful. Let's go. I kind of like this right here. Yeah. Got me feeling some type of way. I told y'all it was musicians that brought me into the truth. These are my notes. My notes. Make sure I said everything.
They say the truth shall set you free, give you liberty, trick me. With your lies, you must be kidding me. The end is almost here of this captivity. It's time to repent. They say the truth shall set you free, give you liberty, trick me. With your lies, you must be kidding me. The end is almost here of this captivity. It's time to repent. Now watch this. The blessings, the curses, the lesson, the purpose. When we break God's laws, it's aggression just worsens. Don't do it. The kingdom, the promise, the greatness, the honors. I want to live to see the day when Satan's demolished. Now, one time for my sister on the soul track, showbiz, aging. Can I get a soul clap? Old man is dead, and I don't want to go back. 12 tribes of Israel, this is bigger than just pro-black. Some speak of peace, and some prophesy doom. Moral of the story is prepare for the bridegroom. He may come at night, he may come at high noon. Everything destroyed like winds from a typhoon. Always on time. I said your house never late. Apply the precepts to life so you can elevate. It won't be long before our people's in a better state. And when we get to heaven, damn right we're gonna celebrate. And I ain't talking about a place that's invisible. Give us our kingdom on earth in the physical. Revelation 5 and 10. Cause it's spiritual. Church is a scam, so be careful who you listen to. And don't be so easily led. Sheep need to be fed. What's understood never needs to be said. So I teach on a corner, suited in my black boots. Always stay humble and keep my movements right. So the truth shall set you free, give you liberty, trick me. With your lies, you must be kidding me. The end is almost here of this captivity. It's time to repent. They say the truth shall set you free, give you liberty, trick me. With your lies, you must be kidding me. The end.
Hey, some of y'all ain't get my album, man. If you ain't get my album, man, go to Wake Up Jacob 12 after the Sabbath, man, and show some love. You heard? Show some love for the album, man. Wake Up Jacob, the number 12.com. That's my website, my t-shirts, my hats, and my music. After the Sabbath, make sure y'all go show some love, show some support, y'all. I got some good stuff coming for y'all, trust me. When I tell y'all I got some stuff coming from y'all, you ain't gonna believe it. Trust me. I'm out. Shalom. Here's another joint. I'm out.
And I beheld heaven open, and behold a white horse. And he that sat upon him was called faithful and true, and in righteousness he doth judge and make war. We are at
So you better lace your straps up.
physical and spiritual.
We're at war. So you better lace your straps up.
Man, the hell up, this hell up.
This is
We
war.
are at war.
So you better lace your straps up.
Physical and spiritual.
We're at war. So you better lace your straps up.
Big tanks, warships, and planted hands with small chips. North Korea, Russian spies, war is at our doorsteps. History doesn't lie, they beat the slaves with horse whips. So I think it's only right we pay them back with sword tips. End of time, spoken of, it's gonna get a little warm. Daniel 7 started 8, judgment of the little horn that beat us down, held us back, called us by obscenities. Prepare us a table in the presence of our enemies and pay them back. Worse than that, they argue that the earth is flat. Our babies dying, mothers crying, cities full of murdered blacks. Hispanics too, they hate you too. Edomites are not your friend. Harmless smile behind the scenes. They tracking you through iPhone 10 technologies, through policy. We served them since the colonies. This ain't our rest, my mind is right. This place is hell, I'm not at ease. I swore an oath with every breath. I promise to defend the law. Sword is sharpened, armored up. I'm calling for the men of
This is
war.
war.
We are at
So you
war.
better lace your straps up.
Physical and spiritual.
We're at war. So you better lace your straps up.
Man, the hell up, this hell up.
This is war. So you better lace your straps